Dr. Lerner, can you tell us about FDA's involvement with the AGA Center for GI Innovation and Technology?
Certainly. This is the 5th year that the FDA has been coming to this conference. It's my 4th year. And I think it's probably the highlight of my year in that we get to interact with all the key speakers and all the key innovators in a very informal setting. The FDA, of course, is involved with all of these companies in trying to develop and market their devices. And I think it's an incredible good forum for back and forth discussion on how these companies can help get to the market and how patients can benefit from these new technologies.
What's the biggest benefit that comes from the FDA and AGA working together?
Communication. I think the way that we have formed this interaction over the last few years, we have a very open channel of communication. For example, the AGA was probably one of the first organizations to become involved in our network of experts. And our network of experts is a society that provides expertise to us in areas that we may not have the expertise in-house to review a submission, or just to clear up some clinical issues that we need their outside involvement. And so the AGA has been at the forefront of allowing us to communicate our concerns and get the feedback that we need.
What's your take on the role of innovation in gastroenterology?
Well, that's the reason we're here. In whatever disease state we're looking at, whether it's GERD or obesity or REEF or any of the other technology areas, we have to all work together to make things happen. And so, with us as the regulators and the insurers and the developers all here, it's an incredible good forum for moving the freight forward so that we don't lose the momentum in developing new technologies for patients down the line.
As a physician yourself, how do you see the innovations discussed at this meeting transforming patient care?
Better tools for patients to get better outcomes with less morbidity and hopefully less mortality. I mean, we're talking here today about minimally invasive procedures, trans-oral or trans natural orifice surgical procedures that used to be done with major abdominal incisions. And so I think at the end of the road, the patients are the ones that are going to benefit from all this. And that's the goal for all of us as physicians, is to do no harm. So it really it's the long-term benefit will certainly be for the patients as well.
From your perspective, what is the most important message you want to share with people about how they can effectively work with the FDA on their technologies?
So whenever I give a talk at any meeting that I go to, the last slide that I show is a picture of a telephone. And I think, like I said before, it's just communication. If we can understand where we're going, we can work out any of the issues that we may have as far as the regulatory process or the device development process, or whatever the issues might be. But as long as people can talk to each other and be open and not feel that they can't come and talk to us, I think that's that will be the win-win for everybody.
Can you help us understand the agency's view on 510(k) applications and what would qualify as a letter to file?
So there's a guidance document that the FDA puts out that will answer this question in great detail. In general, companies are always making changes to their devices. They're always upgrading, or they're always changing something with their device that doesn't necessarily meet the threshold of having to submit a new 510(k) to the agency for its review. The guidance document lays out all of the criteria for when a company can simply, in their own internal documents, make the changes, put them in their internal files, and then when the inspection comes around, whenever that may be from FDA, as long as these changes have been duly noted and the rationale for why they didn't need to come to the FDA are acceptable, that's perfectly fine. If we had to see every change for every device, I wouldn't have time to do my real job.